Uh,
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Chamber Chat Live, brought to you by the Tri-County Chamber of Commerce, dedicated to building communities, creating connections, and supporting commerce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Tim Hillert and Simply PEO. From workers' compensation to human resources support, Simply PEO is the employer's champ. Special thanks as well to our host, Bill Vitiello, representing the Victory Bank. And now, on to our program.
Hi, everybody, and welcome into this episode of Chamber Chat, brought to you by the Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce. My name is Bill Vitiello. I am the Institutional and Business Development Manager for the Victory Bank. But as always, before we begin, there are so many people that make Chamber Chat what it is right now. I'm one of them, but Drew Griffin is another one. He's from Delicious Marketing. He's doing all the behind the scenes on StreamYard. So thank you so much, Drew. And also syndicating it to the other Facebook groups, which is, I think there's about a dozen right now. So we're getting thousands of views, which is excellent. We also like to thank Tim Hillert on our sponsor, Simply PEO. They are the employer's champ. And we also like to thank the good students over at the Communicating Arts and Production Group for the Montgomery County Community College. They did the intro and outro. How creative were they in providing that for us? And then finally, the staff at the Chamber, Eileen and Danielle specifically, who work behind the scenes to make sure all the guests are scheduled and just take care of all the details that Drew and I can't, quite frankly. So I have a very special guest today. And this is, how appropriate that you're a guest today on National Chamber Day.
Yes.
So of all days, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce Baran Schultz from Schultz Technology. He is the board chair for the Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce. Baran, welcome to Chamber Chat. How are you?
Great, Bill. Thanks for having me today.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it's my pleasure. And magic of technology, right? You're out in LA right now?
I am in LA today. Yes.
Okay. Nice. Well, we appreciate you getting up a little bit earlier, or maybe you were up already. Chances are you were.
Yeah, we had a chamber meeting today with the board of directors, so I've been up since like 3:00 LA time. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And do you have your cell phone silenced over there? Because
I do. Yes.
You are one of the hardest working individuals that I know. I think anytime we've ever been together, it's a phone call or you're off to another destination. So I know you work hard for the group. So.
No, I appreciate the chamber. Is important to my heart and important to the community. And I'm glad to be such a part of it. And we have such a strong team at the chamber. Like you said, Eileen and her staff are amazing. They're absolutely amazing people.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to get into the chamber in just a second. But for folks that don't know you, can you introduce who you are, what your business is, please?
Sure. I'm the CEO of Schultz Technology. We are a full service IT shop. We do network support, phone systems, security, fire, access control, CCTV, the whole gamut on the IT side. So we have strong ties to the chamber locally, and we do also have a national footprint. So hence, that's why I'm in LA today. But we can help you with all your IT needs, and we have a great staff of over 50 employees that work a lot harder than I do. So they're the backbone of the company, not me. So it's great.
Yeah, I know. I've known about your company from some time now, and you have grown over the years. In fact, if I have my math right, are you 20 years this year?
Yes. Yep. Well, 20 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yes. And, to tie that in, the first thing I did when I opened my business was join the Tri-County Chamber. So it's been actually a little over 20 years now. So it's kind of nice. Time goes very, very fast.
It does, doesn't it? Can you remember back when you first joined? You were starting the business, and you're like, "Hey, I got to become a member of the chamber." Like, what were your impressions, and what were you hoping to get from it? Do you recall?
Well, yeah. I mean, and everybody when they first join the chamber, everything's about networking and meeting potential businesses and so forth, and that's important for us, as the chamber, as an organization. But I will tell you the one thing that Dale at the time, who was the president, and Eileen was at the chamber at the time as VP, you get out of it what you put into it. And I learned at a very fast, quick time that, try to be as engaged as I possibly could. And as I've grown, as the company's grown over the years, if I can't go to functions, my staff goes. So we're always keeping those relationships building and growing. And for me, that was important, as a business owner starting out. Not that I'm, expecting to walk into a room and get everybody's business. It doesn't work that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to build those relationships and grow. But the chamber was such a great asset for myself, for introductory purposes and meeting people and giving me the opportunity to take those introductions and grow with them. And I owe a debt of gratitude to Dale and Eileen over the years for making that happen and growing those relationships.
Yeah, and you're right. I think there's some people out there who expect to join a chamber, and then, like you said, all of a sudden, relationships or business starts to fall at their feet, and it really is relationship based.
Mm-hmm.
I'm certain you've helped some chamber members over the years, and again, it wasn't because when you walked in that room the first time, it really was developing that relationship. Understanding what businesses are about, problem solving, answering questions, and just providing value before a product or service.
Yeah, and that's important, especially for prospective new members that are thinking of joining, or people that have just joined. And again, we're in a little different state right now with COVID, so people are watching budgets and numbers and money and so forth. But I always tell new members that I meet and prospective members, you have to give it some time and build, but just to have that community, even if it's not getting business, but you can talk to other business owners, whether it's a small proprietorship, single proprietorship, or a large corporation. You get to touch hands with everybody and get their ideas and their perspective. And it took a little while for me to get my first business through the chamber, through customers and so forth. But I learned so much on people giving me their knowledge on things to do and not to do, and how they survived or how they grew. So that was super important, especially when first starting out.
Yeah, and on National Chamber Day, it's appropriate that you're reflecting back and sharing your thoughts there. So thank you.
Yes,
yeah. So we've been uprooted a little bit with COVID here, and I think all of us probably thought that it was going to be for just a short time, and we'd be back to normal, relatively soon. Well, we're all finding out that's not the case, unfortunately. So the chamber has done a lot of just adjusting and adapting to whatever they need to do at this point to stay in touch with their membership. This Chamber Chat podcast is another way for people to stay in touch. If you're a member and you would like to come on, this costs you absolutely nothing, and it's something different. If you're looking to get into video, this is a great way to go about it. If you're looking to get your business out there, another great way to go about it. So again, with the chamber adapting, Baran, I know you have some updates for the chamber today. So did you want? I'll just let you have at it. I'll kind of jump in where necessary.
Yeah. So things in this new environment right now, and I hold steady that we will get back to normal, hopefully sooner than later. But as of right now, we've had to make some changes, some really positive changes. We have moved to new office space on the second floor of the Blue Elephant building, where everybody knows, right there in the corner of High Street. And we have adapted to our new space, and everybody's doing really, really well there. And actually, moving's always a pain, but Eileen and her staff did a great job, and we are all settled in there now. So when you do have time, make sure everybody stops by and says hello to Eileen and the staff at our new digs. One of the disheartening things right now, we did have to cancel our leadership Tri-County class that goes on every year for the Pottstown local area. And I've had my staff members in a class every year for the last, I think, 8 years or so. But just with the economics of things right now, we did cancel that class, hoping to bring it back in the near future, but it was just difficult. You really can't have a class when you're walking to other businesses and so forth, with everything going on with COVID and so forth. So that was a little disheartening, but the staff is prevailing, and we're working through to make sure we are getting, when the new classes will start, and, we hope to bring that back sooner than later. As you know, chambers are very organized with functions, and we haven't been able to have functions. So Eileen and her staff have been doing a lot of virtual assignments and meetings and so forth. So please, I would tell everybody to please check out the new meetings and stuff that are going to be happening virtually on the chamber website. We hope to get back to live functions sooner than later, because everybody likes those meet and greets and, annual dinners and, the lunch and learns and membership greetings. So that's been a little difficult, but I think, in this new age, the staff's been great. With that, we are going to be going to different membership levels and so forth. And Eileen's and her staff are very excited about the future and things they're going to be bringing on board for the chamber. So over the next couple months, please keep an eye on the website. And as always, Eileen and the staff will be doing the mailers and so forth. And we did, if you missed it, we did have, I lied a little bit. We did have we didn't have a where we could touch everybody meeting, but we did have the drive-in movie in October that Schultz Technology, we sponsored Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which was a big success. And there was cars, we gave out popcorn and so forth. So we are finding different avenues to meet, but that was a really great idea that Eileen and the staff had. And I usually am the golf chamber member. And so I advertised in for the movie, which was kind of nice. It was something different for the sponsorship.
Yeah, I know one of my coworkers went, and she said she had a great time. She went with her kids. So thank you for providing that. And you're right. It's one of those things where, look, nobody's got the playbook on this thing, right?
No,
nobody has it. So I think the chamber and other businesses, probably even your business, you're trying new and different things, and you're trying to see what works. There might be something that won't work. There might be something that will work, and you kind of run with it and increase your business. So I think the message there is that the chamber's doing what it feels like it needs to do. And I would encourage other business owners to do what they feel they need to do as well. And, to your other point too, about, events, I know people kind of thrive on that in-person networking piece of things. And when you're on Zoom, it's kind of difficult. Like, you have a whole panel full of people, and you're like, oh, I want to talk to this person, and this person, but
right,
I can't physically go over and say hello or shake their hand or do whatever. But, I would encourage, if you take a look at the chamber directory, which is available to you as a member, if you take a look at that directory and you go down and there's somebody that you'd like to connect with, I would encourage you to pick up the phone and call them. I think everybody would be appreciative of a phone call right now.
Yep.
And then to another point that I wanted to make is that if you want to connect with somebody and you don't know that person, call somebody that you do know in the chamber that could maybe make an introduction. I know a lot of people have called me and said, Bill, do you know so-and-so? And I said, yeah, I do. Sure, I can make an introduction. Absolutely. I know you would be kind enough to do that. And I know Eileen would, Melissa, Danielle, you have it at your disposal there. So that's another way to help maximize your membership. And go ahead.
Oh, no, I agree. I was going to say the chamber, the staff is readily available to help. Myself, all the board members, the executive committee, we're here. We want to help. We personally, we send welcome letters to all the new chamber members because we want to introduce ourselves. Not looking for business. Our letter says, from Schultz Technology, welcome. If we can do anything for you, please let us know. And that's what it's about. Because, especially when people first join, they don't know people. They're shy. They don't want to talk. Some people are nervous. Should I call this person? Absolutely. That's what we're here for. That's what Eileen and the staff are there for. They want to be your resource to help you grow your business, to help you be part of the community, and really to help, Tri-County Area Chamber thrive along with Pottstown and all our businesses. It's super important. I can't tell you, I'll say it 1,000 more times on how great the staff is there and how hard they work. I really don't believe people know how hard, especially, I will tell you, since March that this has been going on, Eileen and her staff has been kicking butt. I've been on more Zoom calls. I said it today in board of directors meeting. I've been on more Zoom calls with Eileen. I think I've talked to her more in the last 6 months than I have in 20 years. So, it's
Right.
they're working really hard behind the scenes.
Well, it's just like the chamber says, we're better together, right?
Yes,
So we got to work together to get through it. This isn't a one-way thing. So,
absolutely.
do you have some more updates that you'd like to share with us?
I know Eileen's there's some things I don't want to talk about yet because she's going to be surprising everybody with some things that are coming out.
Come on, Baran.
Yes,
Come on.
keep the suspense. But I will tell you, her and the staff are really working on the virtual events right now, and also depending on what the guidelines are with the governor, when we can have our first, whether it's smaller breakfast with only first come first serve, stuff like that. We just really don't know what facilities we're going to be able to use right now and so forth for breakfasts and lunch and learns and so forth. So they are working very hard, but please stay posted to the chamber website for updates and also your emails.
Yeah, the chamber website, and I know Eileen will send emails out as well. So, and again, we all get a lot of emails, right? And it's easy just to hit the delete button, but please understand, those are your membership dollars hard at work, where Eileen is and her staff are coming up with programming that is really going to help drive your engagement. So please take the time to read the emails, and we got a nice thank you there from Eileen.
So, and she doesn't pay me to say all those nice things about her. It's true. I want everybody to know that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of the payment thing, you're on the board of directors. It's a volunteer position, correct?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so on behalf of, my membership in the Victory Bank, thank you for volunteering your time. I know what it means to be a volunteer, and it takes a lot balancing your schedule. Especially again, you're making arrangements here. You had a chamber meeting earlier today, and you're out on the West Coast. So just making those small sacrifices are really important. So thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And from the bottom of my heart, to me, it's not a sacrifice. I care about the chamber. I care about the Pottstown area, and I care about Eileen and her staff. They are superstars, and really, for 20 years, the chamber's done nothing but great things for me, and I've built those relationships. And I would tell anybody that's, especially in this time now, to look to grow and meet more relationships. Can I promise you're going to get business out of the chamber? No, I can't. It's what you make of it. But I will tell you, will you make relationships and have things that will work for you? Absolutely. And we're here to work for you. So you and the whole Pottstown area.
Yep. Well, lots of love for the chamber on National Chamber Day, as it should be,
absolutely. Right? I'm a true believer. I drink the Kool-Aid. I'm a true believer in the chamber. So
no, I hear you. So is there anything else before we wrap up here in the last few moments? Is there anything else you'd like to add before we go?
No, I think I appreciate your time today to talk on National Chamber Day. And, again, please talk to Eileen and her staff. And if you're not a member, I would recommend it 1,000% to join. And if you are an existing member, please, myself, Eileen, the rest of the board of directors and the staff are here to help. If we can help in any way, email me, call me. The chamber has my cell phone. I'm not afraid to answer my calls. So if you guys need anything, please let everybody know that we are here for you. Yeah,
absolutely. And Baran, thank you so much for being a guest today. Appreciate it. If you'd be kind enough to hang on for just a moment.
Absolutely.
So folks, usually I give a chamber networking tip. We didn't do it last episode because I was getting analyzed by Annalise Smithson there. And if you haven't seen that episode, I would encourage you to go back where she goes over, she asked me some personal questions, I guess you'd say. So I'm here to give the networking tip for today. And I sort of leaned into it a little bit, Baran, when we were talking a little bit earlier, and that was the relationship based. So last week I had a moment of reflection. It was actually last Thursday, and I was going through some of my contacts, and I realized there were some people that I haven't spoken to since the beginning of COVID. And I made a list of about a dozen people, and I'm not encouraging you to make it a dozen or 20 or whatever, but maybe just pick anywhere, maybe like 5 or a half a dozen write them down and reach out to those folks that maybe you haven't connected with during COVID. It doesn't need to be necessarily, sales-based or, stuff about your company. Just reach out, ask somebody how they're doing. They may need that phone call more than you think in a number of different ways, and vice versa. You may also need that phone call in more ways than you think. I made some calls last week, and I got to be honest with you, the reactions that I got ranged from somebody who just found out that he has stage 3 cancer to somebody where COVID really hasn't affected them at all. So it is affecting everybody differently. And I think it's important as human beings and as fellow chamber members and networkers that we reach out to our network and have those conversations. It's very important. So thank you. Yeah, thank you, Baran. So thank you again for tuning into this episode of Chamber Chat Live. My name is Bill Vitiello with the Victory Bank. I'm the Institutional and Business Development Manager. Thank you once again to our sponsor, Simply PEO. They are the employer's champ. So until we connect again on National Chamber Day, all my best. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Please like, turn on notifications, subscribe, or share. Want to be a guest? Email podcast@tricountyareachamber.com.